Your strategy is at the top. You multiply everything by the least common denominator. We have to check our answers on this. When I look at question number 1, what do I know x cannot be?
1.
Yeah, it's just what makes the bottom 0. Does 2 ever equal 0?
No.
No, but x minus 1 is 0 when x equals 1. So I know at the very end, if I get 1 for my answer, I can throw it out. So then we talked about what to multiply by. If I want to cancel this denominator, I have to multiply by 2. But if I do it to 1, I do it to all 3. Okay, that would cancel it in the first, but I still have a fraction in the second. So that one needs an x minus 1. So everything has to be multiplied by an x minus 1. That would cancel this denominator. So what we're left with is 2x minus 3 times the x minus 1, 2x times 2, and over here you would have x times 2x minus 2 if you distributed the 2's. So we look at what cancels out and what's left. Is that part okay? All right, from there, we have to start multiplying everything out. So if we FOIL those, we get 2x squared minus 2x and minus 3x would be minus 5x plus 3 plus 4x equals 2x squared minus 2x. All right, now we're trying to solve it. If I subtract over my 2x squared, what happens? Combine like terms, so we get a negative x plus 3 equals negative 2x. I can add my x over, so 3 is equal to negative x, so x is negative 3. Check it, was that an okay answer? Yeah, we said the only thing that didn't work was 1, so negative 3 is my answer. All right, so let's talk about this problem. What would we have to do first? You can subtract it over, you don't have to, but at the very least, what do I need to do with this denominator? Factor it. So you can put it all on one side. It actually doesn't matter with the equations because we're going to get rid of the fraction anyway. Multiply to 14 and add to 9 would be 7 and 2. So what can x not equal? So the first fraction, if we want to cancel that, everything has to be multiplied by x plus 2. That cancels this and this, but it didn't get rid of all of my fractions. So what else do I have to multiply by?
X plus 7.
That cancels this and this. So we're left with 1 times x plus 7, 3 times x plus 2 is just equal to a 5. So if we multiply out, x plus 7 plus 3x plus 6 equals 5. So if we subtract the 4x and divide, we get negative 2. What does that mean? No solution. We said x can't be negative 2. So if we get negative 2, there isn't an answer. Why don't you guys try this one? X can't be 0. Okay, so if you multiply everything by x, maybe I have enough room up here. Every single term gets multiplied by it. That cancels this denominator and one of the denominators here. So did I get rid of all my fractions? No, so we need another x. So you could change it to an x squared, you can write it again, whatever you prefer. That cancels all my fractions. So 1 times x, just be x squared, minus 3 times x, minus 10 equals 0 times anything is 0. So that factors into x minus 5, x plus 2. So those equal to 0, and you get 5 and negative 2. The only thing we couldn't have was 0, so this answer is okay. Any questions there? All right, so that's the equations. If we have an equal to, that's what we do. Inequalities are a little more complicated. We can't just multiply and get rid of our denominator, because when you multiply an inequality, if you multiply by a negative, it flips the inequality, positives don't. We don't know if it's a positive or a negative. So our strategy is to get 0 on one side and a single fraction on the other. So over here, I have to get my 0 on one side, so I have to start off subtracting my 1. So then I have my 0. Now we have to get a common denominator. This is like 1 over 1. So if I want a common denominator, I have to multiply it by 2x plus 1 on top and bottom. So that gives me 2x plus 1 over 2x plus 1. If we are subtracting that, we have to change it to a plus and distribute the negative. So then combining like terms, x minus 2x is negative x, 2 minus 1 is 1. So now we have the correct setup. Fraction on one side, 0 on the other. Now we set the top and bottom equal to 0. So what makes the top equal 0 and the bottom equal 0? All right, if I solve this, we get x to equal 1. Over here, subtract the 1, divide by 2. Then we made our sign line. So we plot the negative 1/2 on the 1, and we did test points. Smaller than negative 1/2, between them, bigger than 1. I'm plugging them into this fraction to decide positive or negative. So if I put in a negative 1, I get 2 on top, negative 1 on the bottom. A positive divided by a negative, negative. If I put in a 0, I get 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. Positive over positive is. If I put in 2, I get a negative 1 on top and a positive on the bottom, negative over positive. Then we have to decide which ones we want. So we wanted less than 0. Less than is negative. Equal to means bracket, but not everything can get a bracket. Which one has to have a parenthesis?
The last one, the 1 first.
The one that came from the denominator.
Yeah.
So that's the negative 1/2, right? So the bottom of a fraction can't be 0. It gets a parenthesis no matter what. The top can equal 0, so that one gets a bracket. So our solution is negative infinity to negative 1/2 with a parenthesis, union bracket 1 to infinity. All right. You guys walk me through this one. What do we do? I don't think we
No,
do.
we don't have to know.
Yeah, we don't have to get a common denominator. We already have a single fraction on one side, 0 on the other.
Makes it equal to 0.
Numerator and denominator equal to 0. So we get 0 and 2. What comes next?
1.
So 0 and 2 are my points. Then we do test points. Smaller than 0, in between them, bigger than 2. Okay, I'm plugging these in. A negative squared is negative. A negative 1 minus 2 is negative. A negative divided by a negative. If I put in a 1 squared is positive. 1 minus 2 is negative. Positive over negative. I put in a 3 squared is positive. 3 minus 2 is positive. Two positives make. Which one did we want?
The positives.
Right, greater than 0 is positive. Do I have to worry about parentheses or brackets? Nope, it wasn't equal to, so everything's parentheses. So negative infinity to 0, union 2 to infinity. All right. Is that one okay? Final example for the day. Tell me what we have to do here. Common denominator. So let's bring over the x minus 2. So if I want a common denominator, what do I have to multiply the first one by?
X minus
And the second one needs? So x minus 2 over x times x minus 2 minus x over x times x minus 2. All right. Now we put them together. So we make this plus a negative x minus x cancels, so we get negative 2 over x times x minus 2. So now we have our single fraction. So we do numerator and denominator equals 0. Does negative 2 ever equal 0? No. What makes x and x minus 2 equal 0?
2 and 0.
All right. So we make our sign line. So smaller than 0, maybe negative 1. In between 0 and 2 is a 1. Bigger than 2 is a 3. So I'm plugging those in here. The top is negative. We would have a negative 1 times a negative 3. So 3 negatives make,
Negative.
if I put in a 1, the top is negative, 1 is positive, 1 minus 2 is negative. If I put in 3, top is negative, 3 is positive, 3 minus 2 is positive. We wanted less than 0. So negatives, no equal to, so we don't have to worry about that. So my answer is negative infinity to 0, union 2 to infinity.